Once I've completed the driver area inspection, I'm going to go into my brake tests. So, my first brake test will be my applied test. In order to do that, the coach has to be off. So, I'm going to turn off all my lights, turn off my fast idle, and turn off the coach. I'm going to turn my electrical back on. For this test, I want to release my park brake and apply my service brake. Now, I'm going to watch to make sure that I don't lose more than 3 psi in 1 minute. Perfect. It passes the low air or the applied test. Next, I'll move into my low air warning test. This is to ensure that the low air warning system will come on when the air is low. In order to do that, I will pump my service brake and ensure that the buzzer and the light both come on by 60 psi. We have a buzzer and we have a dash light, and it must come on by 60 psi. Now that we've passed this test, we can move on to our next test, which is our pop-up test. This test requires you to continue to pump the brakes down until the parking brake pops up. This must take place between 40 and 20 psi. This particular coach does not pop up because it is equipped with a DD3 system. So it passes this test. I will now do a safe start of the coach. Just as we learned earlier, we're going to have our foot covering the service brake. We're going to ensure that we're in neutral and that our parking brake is in the on position. We're going to check our voltometer, make sure it's sitting at that 24 range, and then start the engine. Just as I checked before, going to check for my oil pressure. Oil pressure is rising, air pressure is rising, voltometer is in good range, fuel level's great. Turn on my clearance lights, my headlights, and my flashers. And because I have oil pressure, I can then engage my fast idle. The next test I will do is called my air buildup test. This test is to ensure that you'll be able to build air fast enough after you use it by using your brakes. To do this, we're going to make sure that we can build from 85 psi to 100 psi in 45 seconds. Alright, is it 85 psi? I'll now start my timer to ensure, once again, like I said, that it raises from 85 to 100 psi in 45 seconds. Perfect, with 4 seconds to spare. My next brake test is to test the governor to make sure that we'll cut out between 120 to 130. This is when you hear the sneeze. So I will continue to watch my air pressure gauge. And there's the sneeze. My next test will be my governor cut in, and I want to make sure that it will cut in and continue building air by 100 psi. In order to do that, I'm going to pump the air down. I never want to be applying my park brake applying my service brake with my park brake up. So I'll release my park brake and now pump my service brake down. And there, I heard it come on. Once again, secure the coach by turning on my park brake and engaging my fast idle. My next test will be my service brake test and my park brake test. In order to do those, I need to remove the chocks. Seatbelt fastened securely. Before I do this test, I want to make sure I can hear that sneeze again. Make sure that the governor cuts out and stops spilling air. Perfect. To check my service brake or my park brake, I'm going to disable my fast idle, put it in drive, make sure my parking brake is in the on position, then press on the accelerator to ensure that the parking brake holds us in place, which it does. To check my service brake, I'm going to release my park brake, do a full brake compression, let the coach roll forward. You want to get going about 5 miles per hour, and then apply the service brake. As I do this, I want to make sure that the steering wheel doesn't pull to one side or another. It passes this test. I can then secure my coach, turn on my service brake or my park brake, put it in neutral, engage fast idle. Now my flash is on.